Hello and welcome to today's channel message for the month of August. I'm Karen McMullen and I haven't been around on my channel as much as usual, and it's really good to be back. It's a little odd, honestly. I've been doing a bunch of market research and really connecting with a lot of people through one-on-one conversations. It's been amazing to meet a lot of my subscribers through actual conversations. So anyway, today I want to bring through a channeled message for all of us, for all types, and then I will also bring through a message by type for each type. So we're going to start with a general message for all of us for August, and as usual, this is working with frequency, so it's not just the words, it's also bringing through a frequency transmission that's going to be beneficial to you. So as long as you have an inner yes. So check in that you have an inner yes to receiving this transmission from my direct connection with God. Also, a quick shout out to those of you who have been buying my book, Alchemy of Consciousness, through the Audible website. I just got it up on Audible, and I'm getting a lot of great feedback from people that they're listening and re-listening and really feeling the peace and the calm of that beautiful, beautiful book, that channeled book. So thank you. And for those of you that got a paperback copy as well, thank you so much. It's very exciting to get my book out into the world. Okay. So we begin by saying that, this message is not really just for August. It's more like a message that's meeting the majority of you in a place of relevance. So it's a collective energy message that's relevant at this time, and it just happens that we are in August. So you are clearing and becoming all that you are. You're clearing out the debris, the noise, the clutter, the fog, the residue, the shadows, the gray. You're sweeping up the dust. And making a clear and clean space within for your highest vibration, your highest essence, the real energy of who you really are, to be housed within you, to be occupying you fully, to make you a good vessel for the truth of who you are. So it's a time of clearing house and casting out that which doesn't really belong in your house. This is a really good metaphor for what is happening right now because, well, some people have different tolerances for mess in their home. But oftentimes the amount of mess that someone tolerates in their home is also proportionate to the debris that they're housing within their vessel, the energetic debris. So those of you that like to keep a clean house, if your floor is dusty, it's really quite lovely and satisfying to sweep it up and then to throw it in the garbage and take the garbage out. So it doesn't really get to stay in the house. It's got to leave because it's not the clear and clean that belongs there. the things that belong in your house are the things that shine brightly with use, with purpose, with beauty, with relevance. So all that isn't relevant to the service of the home needs to leave the home in order for the home to stay in its full vibrance and its full usefulness. And this is something that is such a beautiful process because it feels so good. It feels so good to clear out that which does not belong in the home and live in this pristine beauty, in this pristine state of well-being where all the things that are there are chosen items, are a yes. So the same is true in your inner landscape. If it's not part of the blueprint of who you really are, it doesn't really have a home in you. It's not meant to be living inside of your vessel. It's got to be swept up, put in the trash, and brought out. It's got to be rejected or taken away. Or alchemized and transformed so that it can be cleared. And that's where there's some nuance here, because depending on what the debris is, there might be different ways that it needs to be approached so that you can clear it from your energy field. So if back 10 generations or more, all the women in your family have had low self-worth and have been in abusive dynamics, it might take a while to clear that from your energy field. Although, in truth, it doesn't belong living inside of you because that's not your divine blueprint. And so you might need to do some sweeping. You might need to do some washing. You might need to do a little fire ceremony. You might, like, these are just metaphors. You know, how that translates is you may need to work with a therapist. You may need to do some energy healing. You may need to work on a physical level to really rewire that and to clear that from your energy field and from your body and from your emotions and from your mind. So the point of it is just not to give up. You're not meant to live in perpetual suffering and distortion. That's not how it's designed to be. And so keep going on your journey of finding the way to be clear of these residues and to really truly become a vessel and a house for the essence of who you are to shine through. And what I'll just speak to this personally because it's really relevant to what I've been learning in the past month doing these market research interviews. A lot of people, incredibly bright lights, people who are masterful and skillful in what they do, are feeling this call to expand their essence outward, you know, to come more from their unique body of work and to kind of come out into the world and let people know this is who I am, this is what I really do, this is the full power of my wattage. And yet they're, at the same time, so many of these people I've been talking to are feeling caged almost by their own fears and distortions. It's really a distortion that's holding them back from just sharing in a much bigger and deeper way that really does justice to their true essence. And so there's this contrast, and it's been interesting to talk with people about that, because some people have been living in this kind of fight between this desire to share and this feeling of being held back for quite some time. And so since that feeling of being held back hasn't subsided, even with different approaches to trying to work through it, they're starting to wonder if maybe that just is how it is and it doesn't go away, and that it won't shift. And that's not true. It can shift, it can morph. I do believe as we shine our essence more and more that we do discover more fears, and there more layers of resistance can move through our being. So I don't believe that we clear fear out of and distortion out of our field once and for all. I believe it's a process, but you're not meant to be perpetually living with difficult feelings of pain in your body and suffering. And so there's always a way, there's always a next step. You're always being shown that next step. So as long as you don't give up and you continue to allow yourself to become a more clear vessel for the expression of your gifts and your light, then the more that your light and your gifts come through, and actually bringing through those gifts and that light is also healing. So the very frequency of your essence is also healing you the more that you're residing there and expressing it. So don't give up in sharing your light. Continue to self-express. Continue in your devotion to sharing your light. And continue in your devotion to clearing and cleaning and alchemizing and creating yourself as a good vessel for the essence of who you are. So make yourself a good home for your essence. Be a good host of your essence. I think you get the idea. So that's all for today. And now I'm going to move into how this translates specifically for generators and manifesting generators. And particularly for women, because most of my audience is women. Allow yourself to soften and relax in this process. So releasing stress out of the equation, breathing more, feeling more, resting more often. Noticing when you start moving out of tension or stress, aka fear. Whew. And then just shifting gears back to relaxation, freedom, ease. It's okay, it's all happening, no rush, no pressure. You've been feeling pressure and adding pressure and creating artificial pressure, even though it seems really real, but it doesn't have to be that way. So you get to choose to have things moving at a pace and a timing and a rhythm that just feels really good to you. So I am in step with my own rhythm. Everything is unfolding at a beautiful pace for me. I enjoy the rhythm of my life. I'm in my own groove. Feels good to be in my groove. I love being in my groove. I enjoy my pace. Feels good to move at my pace. And I love to honor my pace. And I pay attention to the pace that allows me to feel I am thriving. And I release the pressure and the tension and the stress now because I'm choosing to enjoy the journey. Amen. Amen. That feels good. All right, let's move to our dear projectors. Again, focusing particularly on projector women because that's most of my audience. Just soften into your heart. Feel easy. Bringing energy right now to your heart so that your heart feels held and loved and safe to soften. Letting go of any harshness that has transpired and maybe felt a little prickly. Maybe that felt like you needed to harden a little bit. But that's not you. That's just someone having a bad day or someone being sloppy with how they communicate, or sloppy with their emotions and their words. But don't let that make you put on an armor, because your heart's frequency is what makes the magic happen as a projector. The moment you harden, you don't bring your heart energy to people, and they won't be able to receive you, even if what you're saying is true. Because truth really does come through the heart. Okay, dinner's almost ready, so I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna do manifestors. Manifestors. Be direct in going for what you want. Just now's the time. Like, let's just do this. Let's go. Let's create. Let's make it happen. Choose. Be active. Stop holding yourself back. Just go for it. At 100%, not 80, not 85, and not 90, not 95, 100. Now's the time. So no holding back. Just go. And reflectors. If you can enjoy the sweetness of being you, enjoy your magic. Whew. Stay in the frequency of your magic as much as you can. And if you can't, just be in that inquiry. How can I stay in my magic? What does my magic feel like? Okay, I gotta go, guys. So much love. I love today's message. Please let me know how you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon here on my channel. Bye.